their feature night. And we got to look at the starting lineup there. In row number 1, starting on the pole, is Jeff Craven. Outside of him, Kevin Montgomery. Inside row 2, feature winner earlier this year, Darwin Blankenship, and Josh Burton outside of row 2.
Looks like from row 3 we've got Danny Akery the second, and Terry Burton beside him. Row 4 is Dwayne Smith, and Brent Huffman is outside of him.
As we look at row 5, Todd Marsh in the number 31 with Neil Huddleston. Row 6, Steve Wallace. Great to see Steve back out here after some health problems in the offseason. And Larry Sutherland, I believe our fast heat winner this evening.
Indeed. Indeed. Row 7 is Joel Kaufman.
Oh, wait a minute. No. If those guys were in this race,
that's right,
they would win, because those were some late model guys.
I was going to say, that's the Kendall series, isn't that right, RJ?
Absolutely. Joining me in the booth now, as you heard his voice earlier, Phil Waymeyer, good friend, good golfer.
I try.
And a great fan of racing, and got some experience behind a microphone, doing DJ and stuff. Pretty knowledgeable race fan. Glad to have him in here. And we'll get to call these last couple of races with an exciting Napa Street Stock feature on hand. 35 laps of exciting action. So, Phil, tell me what it's like from a fan's perspective to look out there and see all those cars and knowing that there's going to be some great action.
It's really exciting. You know, all these guys are very confident in themselves and their abilities, and they really, you know, put forth a great effort each week. It's really dedication. It's really neat to see.
And we see what we're getting ready to see is a green flag as your dad in the pace car, Skip Waymeyer, pulls off the back stretch.
That's right. Very good pace car driver.
Absolutely. I talked to our outside pole car, Kevin Montgomery, as they take the green flag. He told me this would be a great win, especially with Insight covering the races this evening. So, right off the bat, woo, exciting action in the backstretch. Jeff Craven jumps out to the lead, and he's followed by the 74, the 12, and the 14 of Josh Burton.
A little bit of bumping, a little bit of rubbing, but that's just good racing.
Good quarter-mile, high bank action at Anderson Speedway. Jeff Cravens doing a great job out front. There you saw Josh Burton. There's Kevin Montgomery back to third.
Looks like we got a pretty good battle with 3 cars for 4th place.
Darwin Blankenship holding on there in 2nd place behind Jeff Cravens. There's a look at your battle for 4th between Danny Akery, Josh Burton, and Josh's dad in the 02, Terry Burton. So there's great action all over the racetrack. And all these guys right here in the top 6 are some of your top point contenders, with Danny Akery in the 73 car being the point leader. Didn't qualify quite as well as he wanted to. Was looking for a fast time this evening.
Still quite a few laps to go, so always a great chance to get up there and battle for that win.
There's Dwayne Smith in the 28 having some problems. Got her going, pulls back onto the backstretch, heads into turn 3, right in front of the leaders. And speaking of leaders, there's Jeff Cravens in the 25. I watched his car in qualifying look very, very good through the corners, but Darwin Blankenship, the wily veteran, races about anything, pulling in a feature victory earlier in the year. He's going to put all kinds of pressure on the 25. And Kevin Montgomery doing a great job here on lap 7, hanging in 3rd place in the number 12.
I think Darwin's driven about anything with wheels, hasn't he, RJ?
And a few things without wheels. Wow, this is exciting. When you get 24 of the, we had I think over 40 street stocks here this evening. So when the Napa Street Stock feature rolls out, we put the 24 best out there. Look, we've run more laps without caution than we did in the Hoosier Park Super Truck. So these guys do a great job. A number of these guys have some great experience, and we'll see them from time to time move up to things like the Hoosier Park Super Trucks or the Ed Martin Automotive Group Modifieds. And Darwin Blankenship, long a great competitor in the figure 8s. I understand that his car owner, Danny Akery, is going to put together a car for him to run the National Crown this year. So awfully exciting.
Oh,
action in the backstretch. Gary Moore in the 15. Wow. Yeah, we stay under green. They're off the racetrack. We're going to knock down some laps in a hurry. Already 11 complete with Jeff Craven still on top. Kevin Montgomery looking to the inside of Darwin Blankenship. A little bump right there. How you doing? Chrome horn. Beep, beep, here I come. Woo! And I thought I saw a shot of Darwin in there waving at the 12 saying,
He was just waving hi to him, letting
I'm
him
sure
know.
that's exactly what he was doing. Wow. Great, great action.
I tell you, these guys are great. I tell you, they just keep going every week. You know, it's exciting. Oh, another little bump.
And all this is doing is really helping the leader, Jeff Craven, separate himself from the 74 of Darwin Blankenship and the 12 of Kevin Montgomery.
Indeed. Looks like the leader's coming up on a little bit of lap traffic there going into 2 and heading down the backstretch.
Going to be a factor. I'm just telling you, count on it. It always is.
Well, that'll let Darwin catch up.
Woo! 15 of Gary Moore gets out of the way as Jeff Cravens is able to keep rolling on. And depending on how well he's able to move through that traffic will tell us whether Darwin Blankenship is either going to be able to close up on him. So right now you're looking at Jeff Cravens, your leader. He's followed in second place by Darwin Blankenship. Third place is Kevin Montgomery. And fourth place, the 73 of Danny Acree. Second, current points leader. There's a good shot of him coming down the front stretch as we go back to the battle for second place.
Yeah, Kevin's still putting a lot of heat on Darwin there. So he's got to look behind him and then look ahead at the same time. So it takes a lot of concentration as they go into turn 3.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen the last of the contact between those two cars. It's going to be a tight battle again, as we mentioned numerous times, halfway already.
Wow.
In this Napa Street Stock feature. And Jeff Craven's heading around the B feature winner, Stephen Nathaniel.
That's right.
68. He does a good job, lets the leaders roll through. Kind of the night that Jeff Craven was really looking for.
You know the sponsors are really happy about that.
Absolutely. There's a battle between Terry Burton in the 02, the 73 of Danny Acree. Mentioned before, your points leader. Now, second, third, fourth, and fifth are all bunched up.
Yep, looks like they're trying to get around the 68 car there, as they're going in 4.
Well, one thing I can tell you about what Jeff Cravens is thinking right now, he was wishing he had a mirror. In the Street Stocks and Figure 8s, we don't run mirrors. And if he could see the battle behind him, he'd be going, yeehaw! You guys just keep it up, because I'm going to stretch it out a little bit here. And eat up a bunch of those double points on Spring Championship night.
Yeah, that's a big thing with it being double the points. You know, you really want to capitalize, tonight on each position because it makes a big difference at the end of the year.
Absolutely, and we have a summer championship and a season championship, so 3 opportunities to gobble up some great points. You got to be patient. You've got to have a good night on a night like this because you can't afford a tail-end finish or a DNF that did not finish because it will just eat you up in the point standings. There we look at the full field. Back to second place of Darwin Blankenship. Going around the 40 of John Conklin. John moved up from the Bud Light Thunder cars, doing a super job. He's got a great deal of experience in the Thunder cars in the Figure 8 and Oval as well, and I think we may as well see him in the National Crown, I understand.
Excellent. Excellent. It's nice to see these guys be able to move up from division to division year after year. It's really, really a neat thing, and that's what short track racing, I think, is all about.
Oh, absolutely. The fans get to follow them as they make their way through racing, and certainly a lot of fun to watch them do that. See the action in the backstretch there. Whoa! John Conklin, you saw at the top of your screen, getting a little loose. Speed shot, speed cam. Folks to the inside.
Look at that shot down the front straight. Hey, if that didn't want to make you get in a car, all you fans need to get in a Thunder car. That's what you can find, and that's what you can see.
It's a lot of fun, a lot of fun. We are in the closing stages of this lap. Right now, 28 laps complete, 7 more to go, and Jeff Craven's just looking ahead, saying, I need as much clear track as I can so I can separate myself from these 2 guys, Darwin Blankenship and Kevin Montgomery.
That's right. I think if he just keeps it smooth and keeps it pointing straight, he'll be okay.
There he is. You can see there's Jeff Cravens. He was getting ready to move his way into some traffic. Michael Burt, you saw there in the beautiful yellow 22. But there's your battle for second place. There's some patience there, and I think the guys got to be credited with that.
Yeah, they do. They realize that it's double points night, and it's better to finish where they're at than finish, like you said, at the DNF or at the end. So I'd take a second over the last place any day.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because these guys are really positioning themselves to take a look at the big picture, and that's the points championship, to say, I won a championship at Anderson Speedway.
That's right. You know, it's all about having fun at the banquet, you know. And,
there, you're seeing a shot of Jeff Craven's coming up on the 31 car of Todd Marsh. I can't not ever remember a green flag situation where Todd Marsh was getting lapped. A great competitor here, year after year. Former winner of the 200 lap event for these guys, $2,000 in his pocket, but not tonight. He's now stands in the way of the 25 of Jeff Craven's. And coming down this time, the white flag, 1 lap to go. Jeff Craven's, not knowing how close those guys are to him, going to be a bit impatient. There's Darwin Blankenship and Kevin Montgomery working their way through the field. But your winner is going to be Jeff Cravens in the 25 Glenn Lucanville Malibu. Those guys are going to be really excited. Super, super job by everyone in the Napa StreetStocks this evening. Did we have a caution?
no.
Oh, well.
Little bang at the end there.
A little bang at the end, but hey, everybody gets woed down. A great, great job. So, as we get our winner to victory lane, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll get an interview and try and give you a few results. So, you hang with us, and we'll be back for more exciting action at Anderson Speedway on Max WHBU Spring Championship Night here at Anderson Speedway.